Hey bosses, welcome back to season 2, episode 3, Boss Up with Adele Chow. And this season is all about talking the power of influence. And in this episode, it's for the OGs. If you are the OGs, technically, maybe you're not that young, not Gen Z, you definitely grew up kind of watching her before or at least watch her blog before. Today's guest is none other than Audrey Uy, or better known as Fourfeetnine. Hello!
Hello, thank you.
Okay, clap. Yes, Audrey, welcome to the Boss Up.
Thank you for having me.
Podcast, yeah. I first invited you to the Zoom podcast before, and like in this season, now we're doing it more professionally.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. And I thought, in season 2, when we talk about power of influence and building brand, I thought like you are such a good person to interview because you have been online for 19 years.
No, 21 already.
21
Oh my God.
years. Literally half your life. Like you, I don't even want to say you grew up
Literally,
online.
yeah, it's really half my life.
I don't even want to say you grew up. It's like literally you shared your life online for 21 years. So I feel, regardless of how 2025 has changed, right? Algorithm lah, all these things. You lived in an era where there's no algorithm. You lived in an era where there's no Instagram, no TikTok. Everybody, right? Yeah. So I wanna start from there. So I know your story personally, but just give us a gist of how did that happen? Did you started blogging knowing that you will become like famous and a brand?
No lah, of course not.
A lot of people do that now. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah.
People are like, hello, there is a strategy if they want to start a page right now.
Yeah,
It is like
yeah.
for the X amount of followers.
Yeah.
So
there's a
tell
whole
us
plan
about,
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started vlogging at when I was 19, which is 21 years ago, which is in 2004.
Aiyo.
2004.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was no such thing as social media
No
back then,
such
obviously.
thing. Friendster or the only website.
But there wasn't like social media, That
Yeah.
wasn't, and there was no such thing as like influencer career as like KOL. So when I started blogging, it was really just because I just really like writing. Like I've been like writing my whole life, and like as a kid, like I'm sure everybody
All of
had
us
a diary.
write,
You know,
yeah.
you got like your diary or your journal and all that. So I was doing that, and then when blogs came about, then it was just like natural to evolve into, instead of like writing on a book, then it's just writing on a blog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I feel like, and then I'll just cut to it, right? But you are like the only one left.
Yeah, I know. I keep thinking, when is my time gonna be up?
No, like serious. I think like you're the only one left in the 21-year-old, and like you are still here. you are still getting jobs. You are still getting invited to podcasts, and you're still relevant.
Yeah, and very funny. Like my audience, like you would think that audience is like people like us, right? But I feel like because of TikTok, I unlock a whole new audience.
I know.
That are kids. Like I get stopped by like kids, Or like sometimes I'll be like, the kids will be like calling the mother and then pointing
That
at
is
me.
Fourfeetnine.
Yeah, very awkward just walk, because very weird, because I'm like this grown adult and then the kid is like starstruck like that.
Yeah, so I don't know, like tell me, is it like what was it about building yourself as a brand? I mean, I know it's not like intentional, but how did you end up here and still doing this thing and building this persona? And I know you, I think you're still you, it's not like you're faking it. Yeah.
I also don't know. So like, I feel like from blogging to like, Facebook and Instagram.
By the way, she's 40 years old, guys.
Yeah, I'm 40.
What do you expect? She's been online 21 years. She can't be 16 today.
So I don't know, like I feel like every platform, that it's kind of like you need a new skill set for every platform to do well on every platform. With blogging, it's like writing and telling a story. With Instagram, it was like photos, which I don't think I'm very good at. I'm not like those very know how to pose, know what to do in front of the camera. I'm not like that. TikTok, and then after that when Reels come in, it's like video. So it's like, I feel that at every phase, I had to learn a new skill set to go along with it.
Yeah.
But I think what worked for me is that I'm like I like learning new things. And then I like being able to, I don't even know whether I'll succeed. Like when I first got TikTok, I was like, what is this? Because it's my kids who were like got into TikTok first. Then they were asking me to start like my own TikTok account so that they can make videos together with me. So that's how it started. Then I was like, I can't figure this out. Why am I only like each time a few views, only like 40, 50 views, 100 views? And then this was during MCO. But then I feel like maybe I just kept going lor. Like I don't know what I don't know, but I just kept trying and then like just learn from my mistakes or learn from experience and just keep going. And then eventually I got there.
Yeah. So what do you think in your personal journey? What does building a brand or building an influence mean to you? Yeah. Because I mean, I'm in that era, I'm a bit younger, but I feel like even the definition of influence or brand, right, has evolved so crazily. You know, back then, if you ask me, I would say brand is like expensive brand or Ferrari is a brand or like I would think, right, like I don't know, I would think that maybe Chanel bag is a brand, right? Or like in Sunway Pyramid. I would even say Sunway Pyramid is a brand, you know. I would just say Sunway Pyramid is a shopping mall. Yeah, but it's evolved such as like today, an individual is a brand. Like Hailey Bieber is a brand.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber is a brand. Kylie Jenner is a brand. Yeah. So what's your take on that?
So I think that like today, like the Gen Zs or whatever, like people who are like starting out today, like they have a very, when they start, right, they like what you said, they have a very specific strategy about what they want to do. Like I'm going to cover like fashion, I'm going to cover like travel or like
Food.
Yeah, food or whatever. And then they are very focused in their content. But I didn't start off like that, because when I started off, like my brand was really just myself and like whatever I was going through. So at the time when I started, I was still in uni. So my brand was like uni student, and then after it became to like working girl,
And then mom.
and then then
marriage.
like wife and mom,
Yeah.
and then like business owner. So like I'm not really doing it in the way that people are doing it now. Like and I sometimes I do feel that it's hard. Yeah, so I feel like when like in today's world, that strategy works very well because then people keep know you specifically for what you're for, and they keep coming back for that type of content, whether it's food, whether it's like I don't know,
Fashion,
storytelling,
travel.
whatever lah.
Yeah.
But for me, sometimes I do feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like even until now, like 19 years later, I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Whether I'm doing the right thing because I'm really going against the grain. And sometimes I do feel that there are like certain challenges like new audiences might not really know what I stand for because I post about everything or like whatever is going on in my life. Or like my opinions or whatever. And I think that a lot of influencers today, they don't really put in themselves so much into their content.
Yes. They kind of have a very clear distinction.
Yeah, there's a very clear distinction.
Yeah.
So for me, I went the opposite way. And I would say that it has its own challenges, but I would also say that it has its own strengths in that because I put myself in so much into my content, like on a personal level, people really feel that they can relate to me.
Yeah.
And that creates like a stronger...
a different level of like probably influence.
Yeah, and storytelling. Like I think people get connected the most with storytelling when you tell a strong story.
Yeah. Well, which is why I wanted to, link it a little bit to what you do also. Like now you're the co-founder of Colony. You also, do all this creative design. And Colony is clearly a co-working space. You do events and all. Like we work with Colony as well. Like it is also a brand, because Colony is also a brand. Like you don't just hire a venue space, why would you want to create a brand? So with what you know, right, about building yourself, did you do anything different while you were building Colony with Tim, your husband?
So I think that because both of us came from advertising and marketing background, so whenever we build like a company, we know that branding and like marketing is the most important already. Like that, telling that story. So we were very intentional when we built like the Colony brand, like down from the name Colony. Like I remember the early days when we were designing
Colonial,
the logo.
yeah.
And then like even the logo, because our logo is like, I don't know whether you remember, there's like three rings.
Yes.
It's 3 rings. So
Yes.
it represents growth actually, because it's like the tree growing. Yeah. So like even all those things, and we were very intentional. Like we knew that we wanted it to be, we didn't want to go like along with like WeWork style, like community based, and we wanted to go very luxurious, very premium, and then very hospitality based. And that was a story that we tell.
Yeah. So knowing what you know back then about building yourself, like what do you think was like the biggest difference while you're building a brand?
There's a lot more intentionality
When you're building the business
like,
brand.
because because when I started, there was no brand, there was no such thing as a person is a brand. So like I wasn't purposely building a brand. It was just going along, and I think a lot of it is also luck. Like luck is one thing. The other thing was like I told you like not being scared to just keep trying and doing new things and like evolving. But a lot of it is really luck. So like I think just because we had this experience already, so we kind of like, okay, then we know what to do already. Yeah.
Because you mentioned a lot about, nowadays probably a lot of like creators, they are very clear with their niche that they post, right?
Yeah.
Like, while for you are still very you, right? So were there moments where you kind of cannot separate who you are and what you post?
Yeah. Because, so like, okay, so if you say like the like when going back to how you said the creators, they have this
Niche,
right? So my niche would actually maybe be authenticity. Maybe that's the only niche that I have, which is like just narrate whatever is happening in my life. But I also have a problem because like as a college student, right, whatever I say, there's not much impact. But then like right now I'm like a mom, I'm like a public figure already. And then
you have a business.
And we have a business. So there's a lot of things actually that I cannot say. And so like I feel like only as like maybe the last 10 years or so, like I had to have like this separation. Like I'm not going to be like complaining about work. I can't be complaining about work. I can't be like
complaining
talking
about
clients.
kids.
Or complaining about kids because
there
all
are
these,
moms that
all
look
this,
up to you.
Correct. And all this impacts the people in my life. Whereas like when I was a college kid, like complain about my professor, who's going to care? Like when I write about my blog on my blog or whatever, it's not gonna, it doesn't matter. But like right now, I feel like there is so much more connections in my life and there are so many people that are dependent on me that it's very hard to be truly transparent already. But I feel like, authenticity is not just about being transparent also.
Can you elaborate?
It's not about just having no filter lor. That was something that I learned along the way. I feel that when I first started blogging, it was kind of like no filter because I'm not the kind that really overthinks that much. So whatever I think that I'll just write it out. So in that way, I was very authentic. But like from like growing up, I think I've grown up already. And I feel that like authenticity doesn't mean just being overly transparent because there are a lot of consequences. Yeah. And there are things that, okay, maybe you're transparent, but did it really help anybody? By saying this,
Well, this is very deep.
Yeah, very, very deep.
Do you think I'm just going to pause you right there. Do you think the creators these days think like this?
I don't know because like what I said again, I don't think anybody was ever so upfront in their history.
So authentic in the sense of like whatever comes to mind, they just write about it.
Yeah, I think that when people come in here, there is a very, very clear idea
proposition
of their brand already. Most people and like people who do it well.
So can you share with us a time where you really felt lost with your identity online? Yeah, because doing this for 21 years is a long time, Some people do 3 years, they really burn out.
Yeah. Or actually, even up to now, sometimes I do still feel it. Because like I told you, right, like when it's such a competitive industry and then you kind of like, and everybody, whatever other creators are doing is very clear. It's all online, everyone can see everything. So sometimes like, when I look at other people, I'm wondering, should I be more like them? Like for example, like So I'm Jen. Like she does her things so well. Yeah. But like you see, she doesn't really not a lot of her private life is online. Like she keeps a lot of that. And she only picks like certain things that she wants to highlight or certain things that she's comfortable sharing. But like she does that content thing very well, like all her personas and her acting and all that. So sometimes I feel like, like should that be the right way? I still struggle with that on and off. Like watching people and I feel that will probably be with me my whole life. But then so far I've like shaken it off. Then I'll be like, okay, like have to remember what I stand for. Lor.
Yeah. Which is why I think it also links back to what is your purpose of building that brand online. Yeah, cause I feel like for you, Audrey, like when you first started this journey, it was never about profit, ma.
Yeah,
It was
there is
no profit, right? Like it was never about like, oh, I do this so I can make money.
Yeah.
I can get brand deals. I can get
there was no
press
such
trip.
thing.
There was no such
Yeah.
thing. It's very different game right now. So like now, what do you think you are still posting for?
I think I started posting, right? Actually, it's very clear it was connection. Because that time there was no such thing as like
Social
a
media.
stranger,
Yes,
like
yes,
strangers reading your blog. It was blog was supposed to be for your friends, friends and family. So it started like that. It was like I wanted to connect with
Your
because I was
friends,
overseas.
yes.
I was overseas. Then I wanted to connect my friends and my family back home. Then after when like people started reading, it still evolved to become about connection, about like building this community that reads Fourfeetnine or like follows Fourfeetnine. And I feel like today, even if I'm not making an income from it, right, I would still go on because I think that is still my ultimate purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel, why I asked you this question, because I resonate with that. I feel like I'm also from that era where I'm not taught to have a certain
there's no
niche
guideline. Yeah.
and no guideline. And then I ask myself, why is there a need for guideline? You have a need for guideline because you have a purpose to monetize lah.
Yeah.
Clearly what?
Yeah.
Right? Like if you want to have a proper guideline, because you don't want to waste your time, effort on things that don't have result.
True.
And in that spectrum, what is the result? It's money lah. It's exposure. In another word, it's just profits, right?
Yeah.
And I ask myself, even me, I don't have as much follower as you, but I also ask myself, like, why am I still posting? And then I really resonate a lot with what you say. It's like, I just enjoy documenting life. Like it's been a part of me. Like
Maybe it's our generation.
maybe. It's just like probably old people like to write lah.
Yeah,
You get what I mean? Like write letters.
Yeah.
You ask them why they write letters when you can just voice note nowadays.
Yeah.
AI can transcribe. They still want to write. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that, and that's why to me. But if you ask me when it comes to coming back to brand and influence, I also feel like it's a cycle. Like people are still connected to real emotions. And when you focus on documenting and not just creating, I feel people know. So do you think there is a difference with documenting and creating?
Yes, I think there's a difference.
I think that's a difference. Yeah. What do you think is the biggest?
I feel that documenting is for ourselves.
Correct.
But it's not for the audience.
Correct.
Yeah. And in a way, documenting is a bit like selfish
Correct.
content.
It's
for
just for
only.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
That's why I post, right? I will write one documenting. Like my caption. If you see my caption, got write document one, right?
So that is what you
I know
mean.
it's for myself one. Means I never share it to them. Lah. Now you hear it. But if you see my caption got documenting, I'm noting myself one. No value. Like no value to the people. Unless they want to know about what I did over the weekend.
Yeah.
And if you believe in my content, it's always weekend documentation. Yeah. It's nothing for them, one. It's nothing for my audience. Unless my audience probably just want to know what I did. That's it. But it's more for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But creating, you're right. Creating is for them. Like to me, filming this podcast is creating. Like I'm creating the content with this format for the audiences to be known in this curation, for them to know something. Yeah, which I think like linked to, the next part I want to, be very honest with you is, you see 20 years, so many things has changed from algorithm, platforms, even creators that die in a way like they don't do creation
anymore,
lah. And you have new friends, new creator friends, right? Even young kids audience. Like, I don't know, like, do you think building a brand and influence is important?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Definitely. Like, I feel that if not for our brand, like my brand and like Tim's brand, I don't think we would have like gained so much traction with Colony in the first place. I don't think we would have like gotten our investors in so quickly. Yeah. Yeah. So like even though like the ultimate
weren't-
reason I do it
yes.
is for like, it's still for connection, it's still for
Very
my
good.
own joy, but I'm also very aware that like in like practically speaking, right?
It does benefit
this is the thing that
business.
will this is the thing that will basically power whatever I want to work on next.
Very, very good. Yeah. So I don't know, like you became a mother like easily 10 plus years ago when Fighter, I remember he had preeclampsia and like you shared online. So did motherhood change the way you look at brand or content or even influence? Like did you, because you see, right, I realize this is my unpopular opinion. I realize some creators when they become a mom, they just stop posting. Right?
Who I don't know.
I don't want to say name lah. You don't know means they list up already.
Oh, let me think.
Don't think lah. Just so you just tell me why you didn't list up.
I think it was also
No, cannot your voice.
oh, sorry. I think it was also because like I also had kids quite early compared to like
Yeah.
because I'm
No,
like
I told you your generation all list up already. In a way lah. In a way they stopped creating content. They
but
didn't
no,
evolve.
I don't think it was because of kids.
Oh.
I don't think it's necessary because of kids.
Then it's because of what?
I'm trying to think of the who.
Don't care who lah.
I'm trying to see what's the reason, but I don't think it was even before kids already like that. I don't know, maybe their priorities just changed. Maybe like,
Yeah, because got kids lor.
yeah. Oh, you're saying because of kids, their priorities change, ah?
Okay, whatever. So I just want to hear from you lah. Like when you become a mom, some of that time, if you ask me, it was a very difficult moment for you. When Fighter had preeclampsia, it was very tough then. Like he had to be born like below 30 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I don't know, like did that change any form of your narrative about creating content, or I want to hide out by
no. Yeah.
why? I think that's very interesting. Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. There's the other side of it. So like for me, it's always about like documenting and sharing.
For yourself.
yeah. It was for myself, but it's also like I just really like connecting with people. Like I like it when I post something and then people resonate, or it inspires a reaction from people, or it like helps people. Like I think these are the things that like ultimately drive me. And at that point when we were going through a difficult time, and then we posted about it, we also got a lot of support. Yeah, so I remember at that time my mom was like very pantang. Then she was like, hey, you better don't post this kind of thing. You see you post, and then like Fighter became like this. So like she was telling me for Penny you shouldn't post. But I'm like, we also got a lot of hate comments lah. But for every one hate comment, I get like 100 good comments. So why would I not post? Like, you know, if you're talking about receiving negative energy, the positive energy that I receive is 100 times more. So like it was also like a pillar lah.
Yeah.
A bit like a support pillar in my life.
Yeah.
So that's why like I never stopped posting lah. It continued to be about being able to reach people.
Yeah. Were there a moment where you thought to yourself like I had more to say after you become a mother?
A lot, even now. But sometimes I just really don't have the time to say it also. There's so many things, you know. So sometimes I think about it like, why when I'm in uni, like I got so much time to say all these things, and then now is it because now I have even more subjects or like things that I'm interested in? Like I'm multifaceted in my life, whereas last time I was just a student. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us something that you want to talk about, but you have no time to talk about. You talk about it now.
So much lor, like my house renovation stuff.
Tell us what's going on in your house renovation.
No lah, nothing lah. It's just that like I learn so much, and then like it's very fun, but I got no time to document the process also. Palestine issue, I feel very, very strongly about that.
Tell us one take.
One take
What's your take?
Well, so if you're like, okay, in Malaysia it's a minority lah because everybody is pro-Palestine lah. But like basically, I have a family member who is very pro-Israel. So I was like, I actually posted this on TikTok, but I didn't post on Instagram because got family more, like TikTok, I feel like there's more anonymity for me lah. So I had a very big fight with this person. Then I just left the family chat. So I'm not in the family chat anymore because this person kept posting like a lot of pro-Israel content, and like I really cannot take it lah because I'm like, at this time you can still think that being a supporter of Israel or like
correct.
agreeing with Israel is correct. There's very something wrong with you. Then like, so like this kind of stuff. I posted on TikTok, but I didn't post on Instagram because I was so a bit afraid of the backlash, like in case like other family members see it. This kind of stuff. But then like now I feel very chill. No need to listen to shit in the in the family group chat anymore.
Yeah, I feel like one of the things I wanted to ask is like, because 20 years, 21 years is very, very long time. I don't want to say it's like legacy lah, okay? Legacy is such a big word, but you have had your fair share of like, you know, inverted comma, fame and virality, your memes proposal with Tim. I mean, you have had pocket of moments where you kind of felt like the whole internet knows what you're doing. And like now, do you have that moment of like, the next legacy for me when it comes to building a brand or like influence? Or you're just chill?
What, don't understand the question.
Means like you have had these moments, you had these big moments, like aha moments in your building brand, content creation journey. So now what's next? Is it about leaving legacy behind? Or like you are just like, no F given, whatever. I'm just curious.
Okay, so like leaving a legacy was actually the reason why I started parenting on purpose.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So okay. So just briefly, 2 years ago, I launched like a parenting course, because I'm still very passionate. Always been very passionate about parenting, and like, and I feel like I read a lot and do a lot of research, and I also implement it with my own kids. Yeah, I very nerd one.
You're a nerd or geek?
What's the difference?
I don't know.
Nerd lah. I don't know. Yeah. So then I launched this course, and I think like I did pretty well. So like we did like workshops, and then after I did like a online coaching program for like 3 months. But then after that I got very burnt out, so I stopped lah. But at that point when I wanted to do it was because I wanted to do something, because I always felt that Colony is not mine, not my baby. I always felt that it's Tim's one.
But you're the co-founder.
Yeah, that's why. So maybe imposter syndrome lah. I keep feeling that because it's not my idea first, it cannot be mine.
But you helped build it.
Yeah. So okay, now I've accepted. Now I
No,
seen
let's
it.
talk a little bit about that. I'm gonna rip that band-aid. Why?
I think it was this idea that I feel that I have to do everything without help, then only I can consider it mine. You know? Like it has to be my idea, it has to be the thing that I come up with, it has to be something that I work on the most. If not, then I don't feel like I have the right to say that this is mine. So this was like my own issue that I had to work with. So like I don't believe that now. This was like a few years ago, but that was why I started the parenting thing, because I wanted to do something
you
else
do
for
something
myself.
for me, like 100% created, built, owned by me.
What's the question? I forgot why I say this.
No. So like that was the whole reason, You wanna keep
legacy
promoting, like as in like not promoting, like keep going with the content. Yeah. Yes. How is it going? Do you have any next course that anyone can be
so I was
ready to join?
I was very burnt out. Then I felt that okay, maybe because I'm doing too many things already. Like I'm still doing content, and then
you're like having 4 jobs lah.
Yeah. So I actually stopped. But then like next week I'm giving a corporate talk to a company lah, like internally. They want to
hire you
I think their people and
very
culture
good.
team or something like that. So I'm gonna do that for them. Also I do like one-offs with like corporates or with brands. Right now,
So then who knows, this is like accidentally your new niche already.
Yeah,
so
and it's so much more manageable because it's not like a weekly program where I have to teach everyone. I don't have the capacity.
Yeah, then your bio can change already. Parenting coach, OG founder. And I think like, I mean, this is a bit about Colony lah. Okay, as we move on, from that is that now that you, obviously, I put the imposter syndrome aside, you do run the business with Tim. And knowing what you know about content creator, this is just a very hypothetical question. If you're the founder of Colony, would you spend the amount of money to hire Fourfeetnine to promote Colony? This is a tough one, right? And why? Yeah.
As in like Fourfeetnine only or in creators in general? Creators.
But obviously we start with yourself lah. Because this is the question I ask myself, I run 7 Vault. So like, I will ask myself today, if if I sell coffee, will I pay Adele Chow? Because I know how much Adele Chow charge. You get what I mean? Then my coffee, 1 cup only 15 ringgit. Oh. If Adele charge like 2K, that's like 200 cups. Can Adele's one IG story sell 200 cups of 15 ringgit coffee? No,
Okay, so if
let's talk about this.
If the meaning is that whether creators work or not,
of course, okay, before I continue, but of course, a disclaimer, you don't hire creators just for conversion. There's this thing called sustenance, there's this thing called branding, there's this thing called awareness also, okay? There's this thing called digital footprint, there's this thing called PR value, okay?
Yeah, listen to her.
Okay, but anyway, I still wanna hear from you. Just for fun.
Yeah, I think I will. Like we also do work with creators,
I know.
you,
yeah,
we work with Adele also.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I want to know your thoughts because you have been doing this for 20 years. And you are the literal creator, not even Tim, I mean now he is.
No, he is, yeah.
Amazing. I love his content. I mean anyway. No, but you literally never stopped, 20 years. You never even had like a downtime. You never really like MIA 6 months. Where God, never.
Yeah.
You were constantly like one way or another posting about something. Yeah. Just curious.
I think I will, but I also feel that more importantly, is the fact that the business owner themselves, the entrepreneurs themselves, is doing content like what Tim is doing now.
Correct.
Yeah. So
correct.
Tim actually went into it because he felt that he wanted to try and see whether it would get him more leads or not for business. So it wasn't about creating he like I said, he had a goal. That's his specific goal. He wanted to raise his own profile so that it will raise Colony's profile. Yeah. And I think that this is the most powerful, like the founder
Correct.
content. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Like what you're doing also.
Yeah. So that's why it really, this is like going a deep rabbit hole already lah. It's like a hole of like when you are building brand and influence, how do you distinct that? Do I use creators just to tap on their fame to build my brand? You get what I mean? Yeah. So I thought like you would be the best person because I don't know, like I don't have like a offline company product lah. Like Colony is really a co-working space. Literally, people would come and rent your venue, and you knowing what you know about creating content and building influence, would you do it lor? So, but your answer is pretty clear lah. Like you will lah, right? So like sometimes I just wonder because nowadays there are so many different spectrum of like creators and brand owners.
Yeah.
So some brand owners probably they are way younger. Right? So they have this set of expectation of how does result looks like. Right? And then there are also this new wave, new generation of creators. They also have a different expectation of what I can do for the brand. Yeah. Imagine you're like 18-year-old and then you get paid like 5,000 per post, right? It's fair. And do they actually know?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know lah.
Yes.
But like, if I was 18 years old, like when I first started,
You don't
I don't
know.
know what I'm doing, ma. I'm just following the brief, whatever the client gives me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like I don't want to go there. Like this is like really going down the rabbit hole lah. But I feel like now that you're also doing like your parenting, parenting on purpose, and then like do you have like a charted roadmap when it comes to no? Why not?
I've never had a roadmap in my life. It's just me.
That's the hook, guys. Okay. No, why? Like share a little bit.
I don't know, because I'm not a planner, ma. I'm just not a planner. So
Then how
a
do you
lot
got
of
here?
it, that's why I say it's luck. A lot of it is luck, and I think a lot of it is, not to say instinct, but
But I feel you're also very hardworking. Like, you got to give some credit to yourself.
Yeah lah,
You
hardworking
cannot
lah,
just
hardworking
say
lah.
like luck lah.
yeah. But you see, if I'm hardworking and I got no and
No
I'm
luck.
unlucky, I think like a lot of things, there were a lot of factors going for me also. And then, but a lot of it's also luck. And a lot of it, maybe I think it's about like, not to say emotional intelligence, but kind of like knowing what people want or what people, like how people feel and knowing how to talk to people like that. Then I feel that helps.
Yeah. So like, not if like, it will happen soon. When Fighter and Penny, your daughter and son grow up, and they read everything in your blog, how would you feel? Have you thought about that? I mean, I'm sure they're already old enough to kind of know. Yeah.
I don't
They will
Yeah.
read your blog, everything.
yeah, but to be honest, like whatever I post, I stand by everything one. Yeah, like I don't really have any regrets about like things that I post. So but that said, like they are growing up now, right? So I am more careful with what I post about them because now they are really their own people. And like I think what you said, a lot of creators, they might stop posting maybe because of like privacy issues. They want to protect the privacy of the kids, which is like
Legit,
very commendable. But I think when I first started, when they were babies, and then like I was posting about them, like there wasn't this kind of awareness back then also.
Yeah.
So like if you ask me if I had baby now, I don't know. No, I don't know whether I would not post about them. But now that my kids are this age already, I'm actually very, very careful about what I post about them. I like try not to post anything that is
Will
like very
affect their
cringe
daily
them lah.
life.
Like would be
Yeah,
cringe
yeah.
for them lah. So we had this talk with them also. So like there were some things
How
that I
old are they?
posted.
Like
10 and 12.
10 and 12.
Yeah, there were some things that I posted that Fighter wasn't happy because like his friends came and asked him about it. Yeah. So like he wasn't happy. So then we had this talk lor, like because content is still a part of my life ma. But at the same time, I also want to respect like I
Him.
feel like he should still have the final say everything.
Yeah.
So whatever content I do, right, if it
You must-
features
you
him, I will
must
check with
ask
him
him.
first. Yeah.
Wow.
So we find that balance like that lah. And if he says no, then
You cannot
however
post.
nice it is, I cannot post.
Wow.
won't post lah, yeah.
Wow. I feel
Yeah.
this is like a new age thing. You can definitely teach moms about this. Because there will be a day that Kai probably tell me like, no. Then I'm
Yeah.
like, I spend so much time doing my time lapse and you don't let me
Yeah.
post.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a story
Yeah.
for another day. Just final few question, right? So if today an OG blogger come back to you and say, Audrey, I want to come back.
Oh, so interesting.
Like what would you say?
Yeah. Like why
How?
not? Team what? my husband is the best example, right?
He went MIA for like 6-7 years. Wait.
But actually, a lot of it's because of his depression. So he like he was very uncomfortable with like attention on him at that point. But then like now he does it lah. But then like also you see he's shifted like when as a blogger he used to blog a lot about more
his
personal
life
things
also.
also.
Now also don't. He just talk about
His
He's that
observations
niche already. He's the-
that's why he found that's his niche lah. And then that works for him. But he came back lah.
yeah.
So I think if anybody wants to come back, it's totally possible.
Yeah. So I think like just the one last part as we wrap up this whole thing about influence and brand. I think the biggest influence that one can have is obviously influence over their own family. And I think that you also share it very openly about in fact you just said, your husband have depression and then, Fighter also have
ADHD.
mild ADHD. Yeah. So how do you go through this like and still create content doing your TikTok dancing? Yeah.
I think I mean like
and
all
you're
these
also-
things that I'm sharing is also again with like permission. Like I myself also have ADHD ma, also diagnosed ma.
yeah.
But I the way I share is that like I always feel that there's always something positive one. There's always something to learn from it or something to comfort people even.
And to connect with someone. Yeah. So it's not like, so I think it will be because of anything that happened around you, you probably like share it, obviously with consent and with permission, and in hopes to build that connection with someone else and know that probably they're not alone.
yeah.
And you can be that voice to represent probably this bunch of people. Like probably, for example, like you have a husband that is having depression. Probably out there are a lot of people that has husband that has depression, but they have no one to turn to.
Yeah.
And they don't know where to search online to read stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't even think about it that deep one. When I post, it's not like I'm thinking, okay,
I want to
I'm sure
inspire
there's
some
people-
wife
yeah,
today.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's just that sometimes it's like it's an outlet. It's also an outlet for me. But like with like Tim's depression, we didn't share about it until he
It's
himself
almost
wanted to talk
done.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's almost like cured and
No, that time no. It's just that like he was very tired of like people asking. Then he was like, okay, I just want to clear up all the misconceptions, and then that's how it started. Yeah, that time it wasn't like not cured lah.
Yeah.
So it's more like it's an outlet. But when I do that, I always realize that there is always somebody that reaches that needed to hear it actually. Yeah.
So do you feel young now? Because you've been writing for 21 years, do you feel like the industry just wants women to stay young forever, or they are quite accepting?
Sometimes I also wonder that like am I still relevant because I'm still pretty? You know what I mean?
Also, you say yourself very pretty lah. Okay.
But yeah, like if I didn't, that's why I said that it's a lot of factors that combine to build my career.
Yeah.
Like
That's
when
why
I
you
was-
say the luck thing lah.
Yeah,
Like probably
it's
is
a
the
luck.
your
If I don't look like
looks
this,
and like
if I don't look like, but also like if I don't write like this, if I don't communicate like this, it would not work. But like looks definitely you cannot
matters.
deny that.
Yes, especially in this influence and like the realm of like really building a brand lah. People like pretty things. What if not? Why would you spend X amount on a piece of clothes?
But
Right?
that said, there's also a lot of creators like on TikTok, right, who are very raw. And
Which is not pretty lah. You're trying to say.
like no, that like they don't focus on aesthetics,
Yeah,
but they are still very like because they have something. Their message is
Very clear.
very strong. Yeah, they
Yeah,
have something
yeah.
to say, or like they're just good at content, lor.
Yeah. So
So I think it is changing. It is changing.
yeah.
actually.
So do you think like 10 years later you'll still be here?
I don't know. I don't take this for granted because I don't think there's anybody in Malaysia who has had a career as long as mine, right?
Yeah.
In
yeah.
this,
I don't
so-
think in Malaysia, 21
Yeah.
years, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Hey, I think your bio should put that, the number one oldest influencer. No, for real. Then you can coin that niche. Hello.
Oldest
Signing off. The oldest. Yeah.
I don't think so like, I don't take it for granted lah. I just feel that, and there's so much new, like younger and newer creators, and these people are very, very good. Like a lot of them are so hardworking,
So talented,
very
so smart.
very savvy.
Yeah.
So I don't take it for
And
granted.
I think like, just to, we covered so many things. I think to wrap up, there are a few things that I really learned from you. Although I know you personally, but I feel like when it comes to building a brand, whether it's building yourself or even your business, you definitely need luck. You need a lot of hard work. And I like how you are so contented. Yeah, I think like sometimes people forgotten like the opportunities they have and like creator or not lah, and you just like even the very simple question I ask you, will you still be here 20 years later? And your direct answer is just like, I don't know. But I'm not gonna take this for granted lah. I'm gonna take a day at it as it is and also evolving. I think evolving is the one word that I captured a lot. I feel like from writing, you evolve to doing funny videos on TikTok, and then you jump back to depth when it comes to parenting, creating courses. It's also content creation. It's just in many different formats.
Yeah.
And now you're giving a physical talk on stage about parenting. But it all stems from that lah. So I think when it comes to, conclusion, I think you really did boss up along of the way in your own journey. So I want you to finish the sentence by, if you want to boss up, you need to.
You're boss up.
Yeah. So if someone's watching this and then you want to just tell them, like, if you want to boss up, you need to. In your own words.
Wow. Let me think.
So the previous episodes, they mentioned like be brave, be courageous, be finding your own voice. That was the previous episode's guest's answer.
I'm trying to think what was it that I did. I think like what you said, right? Actually, it hit me, and I think I previously did another talk also, where we talked about this. Where actually my whole career, even though I've been doing different things, like what you said, is always about creation. It's always about being creative, and I think I unknowingly like lean in on my strength, lor, and then just kept going, and I didn't. There's a lot of different things like I didn't take
You
it
didn't
as
sway.
no, I didn't take it as like, okay, now that the platform has changed already, it's no longer Instagram, it's TikTok. And then like I didn't
don't want
stay
to.
complacent, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So you need to. If you want to boss up, you
Evolve.
need to evolve.
Yeah.
Evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Audrey. If you want to boss up, you need to evolve.
But evolve sounds so boring. Okay, like
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Audrey.
you.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you for having
like
me.
we can go on and on, but I hope today's episode actually showed you the other side of Audrey, and I've known her for such a long time, and having her on the
known her since
podcast. Yeah,
you were
16 lah.
Yeah, she was a kid.
16. I'm 34, so it's like 18 years.
Yeah.
But we only gotten closer recent years. So I think, I hope you enjoy this podcast. I certainly enjoy interviewing Audrey, and follow her if you haven't. And just know that, I feel content creation and building a brand definitely is not a one year journey. I think for Audrey, it's like 21 years. For you, if you're just at your second year, it's like 10% of Audrey. Remember, okay? The number one oldest KOL in Malaysia. All right, if you enjoyed this podcast, go ahead and like, share, comment. Feel free to give Audrey, the oldest KOL in Malaysia, a follow. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!